Hi, it's time for the Midday Report. Well, it's not really time for the Midday Report. I'm a little late, but it's about time for the Midday Report. It's just a few minutes after the official midday in Hyder, Alaska, Hyder. Kind of an interesting place, not that I've ever been. I've never been to Alaska. One of two states I've never been to. You can probably guess the other one, Hawaii. The only state I have been to for less than an hour is Oregon. Just happened to drive over there for probably less than an hour to Astoria, site of Kindergarten Cop, when I happened to be in a vacation on the shore beach area of Southwest Washington. Hyder is the place you go. It's basically keeps Pacific time, even though it's officially Alaska time zone, and it's really not even connected to Alaska. You can't drive from there to the rest of Alaska, where basically everything is. And I don't know about currency, I think it has a Canada area code. Interesting place, and it's where you go if you want to drive to Alaska in the easiest way, like from, say, I guess Washington State, and you want to say you've driven to Alaska. It's a lot easier to go to Hyder than, say, Anchorage or Juneau or Fairbanks or Wasilla. You can do Hyder with a little less pain. Alaska has an interesting shape, especially the part that just goes, it's like a tail that goes southeast for a while. It has a tail that goes southwest for a while, but those are the Aleutian Islands. If you look at it, a pretty simple map. Okay, so I may have to go any minute. There's an interview that was supposed to have been conducted by now that I guess some signals have been crossed for Backlash tonight on Shark Nation Radio. I've gotten some pretty famous people, including tonight. You can see at the list what I wrote in the comment to this video. I have Kimberly Guilfoyle. You may know her from Fox News The Five. Daniel Greenfield, Sultan Kanish. And who's the other big person I interviewed? Oh, Chuck Johnson from Got News. We're waiting on Sid Rosenberg from the Imus Morning Show, but and he has his own show called Bernie and Sid. But some signals got crossed, so I may have to just abruptly stop this. But Giovanni Baricelli, been neglecting him for a while. No real reason. I've just had other things to talk about. He was great giving me material to talk about when I was on the road so much, like a month or two ago. And let's talk about what he just wrote about Comey. You can find it at thepunch.blogspot.com. I'm just going to read you what he wrote, and maybe you'll want to subscribe to his blog, or at least check it out with some frequency. So Giovanni Baricelli wrote this. I forgot the title he used. I didn't put it in. I only put the text in, not the title, but it had something to do with Comey. He writes, "Is it over yet? Are they finished whining and screaming about James Comey being fired? No? Well, too bad. I'm going to let you know right now, it was as important to let James Comey go as it was to nominate Justice Gorsuch." Of course, he did the nomination of Justice Gorsuch a little earlier. I guess Chuck Schumer, who's always looking to nip at his heels, is saying, well, he should have done it on day one, or whatever. I mean, you know, Schumer, you know that type. Trump fans in particular were wondering when the draining of the swamp would begin. Does anyone in their right mind believe that the Democrats are truly upset about the ousting of FBI Director James Comey? Not on your life. Then why the uproar? Well, obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is to make Trump look bad. Giovanni goes on. The Democrats have been fishing for anything that would indict President Trump. They concocted this Russia story from the beginning, it appears. The reason I say that is because there has been no proof that President Trump has had any illegal behavior or erroneous behavior that would lead to suspicion with the Russians. Supposedly, there were 17 intelligence agencies that found out without a doubt that Russia played a part in the elections, and they favored Donald Trump to win over Hillary Clinton. Well, that wasn't hard for Russia to do. Hillary Clinton was the worst presidential candidate in history. That's like telling someone they're eating a bowl of fecal matter, when in actuality, that is what they were eating. I like that, Giovanni. So as the Democrats push for a private, independent counsel, we begin to see the realities of what the Democrats are truly up to. He has a list now. The Democrats believe that hiring a private independent counsel, this will create a much more manageable, much more manipulable team. An independent counsel gets their own team of lawyers, their own team of FBI agents, and there is no ability to stop them. The Democrats believe if an independent counsel were on the job, they could really dig up some dirt on President Trump, even if it wasn't related to the Russian story. They want dirt on President Trump so badly, they will do whatever it takes to get it. Great analysis there, Giovanni. The Democrats keep trying to profess that all they want is the truth, not about certain things, of course. This is complete and utter bull fecal matter. They say things like, the American people want, or we only want justice and the truth. We want an unbiased, apolitical, private investigative team. Unbiased, apolitical, private investigative team. I want you to read that sentence over and over. Then I want you to ask yourself if you know of anybody that could possibly be unbiased, apolitical. Do you know who the Democrats thought would fit this role before President Trump fired him? Preet Bharara. Are you freaking kidding me? That's the guy from New York. This jackass couldn't be more political. So it is someone like that they wish to investigate the president. Now back to the man of the hour. No, not President Trump. The man of the hour would be none other than 6'8", really? James Comey. I could understand trying to be apolitical. That is a wonderful thing for an FBI the FBI director to be. However, I am not sure he is apolitical. Not sure what he is? Well, one thing we are sure of, and that is that James Comey is full of fecal matter. Hey, who's writing this for you, Giovanni? Are you getting Tommy Lauren as ghostwriter? What's with the gratuitous S words in there? Just playing with you. No, I'm not. I'm serious. What do you need to put that in there for? We knew in the summertime, I mean, if you're talking about eating salad will help you take a better, okay, I get it. Or if it's an exclamation, okay, you know, that's one thing. But come on, man. We knew in the summertime there was some shady fecal matter. It really got bad when A.G. Lynch met former President Bill Clinton on the tarmac and then refused to recuse herself. Then on the 4th of July weekend, on July 2nd, the FBI meeting with Hillary Clinton, which may turn out to be the strangest meeting and arrangements in history. Then, the computers of Hillary's staff and attorneys. They were supposed to be destroyed, but weren't. The FBI gave immunity to the oddest people. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Then he reopens the Hillary Clinton email case 11 days before the election. Then closes it just 2 days before the election. Just odd, odd, odd. Nobody liked them. 3 more paragraphs. They're kind of long ones. I found it terrifying that President Trump kept Comey on, but after realizing just how darn slow the Dems were at trying to obstruct his cabinet, I could see why. In the meantime, the FBI is now supposedly knee-deep in the Russian scandal and that President Trump was being looked into, although we told President Trump that he was not a subject of the investigation. Scandals kept growing and things were just not getting resolved. Wiretapping. Surveillance issues on Trump and the Trump Towers. Comey gets up and broadcasts that this did not happen. Then we find out that there may have been FISA warrants. Then we find out there were over 2,000 people unmasked. Oops, excuse me. It has grown to over 3,000 now, reportedly. He acted like the top cop, the top juror, and the president all at the same time. He grew into the most feared man in America. President Trump finally got his appointment through with Jeff Sessions. Hold the phones. The Dems bitch that he may be a conflict with the Russian probe, so AG Sessions recuses himself. Here comes the begging for the private independent counsel. Once more, the Republican Senate says no, and they push on with Trump's Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein of Maryland. Or is it Rosenstein? I gotta get that right. This is what happens when you read too much and watch TV too little. You don't know if it's Stein or Steen. But you can't call me anti-Semitic, being Jewish myself, if I don't know a Stein versus a Steen. Final paragraph here. Rosenstein or Stein finally gets through on April 26, 2017. Nearly 1 week later, James Comey testifies in front of Congress one more time. He mentions the entire Huma scenario, and our mouths are open when he says he closed the case because there was no intent. WTF! That is the second time he said that crap. All right, you used a slightly milder word there, Giovanni. He used it with Hillary and now with Huma. That was his last straw. May 9th, 2017. Just about 2 weeks after the inauguration of Deputy AG Rod Rosenstein or Steen had a conversation with President Trump. President Trump agreed with the firing in principle, but wanted things in writing. The very next day, Rosenstein, I'm going to go with that, sent a letter to President Trump, and with that famous signature, immediately terminated James Comey as director of the FBI. About darn time. It was extremely overdue, as was my midday report today. Sorry it came to you 4 hours late there. Thank you for watching. And tune in to Backlash on Shark Nation. The details of how you can access it, the best way probably being SoundCloud, but the apps on the phone work pretty well whether you have Apple or Android. Tune in. I don't know what we're going to do with those remaining 15 minutes if we don't set up this Sid Rosenberg interview, but we'll come up with something. It may be me ad-libbing. Thank you for watching.